Alright guys, we are done the rest hold. It's time for us to get into our main event, which is going to be predictions for the Money in the Bank 2016 pay-per-view event coming up this Sunday, which of course, per usual, we're going to be doing our post-show right after that, so make sure that you stay tuned for that information, and I'll be doing my live coverage throughout the show if you are unable to watch it for some reason. Most people have the WWE Network nowadays, but maybe you want to get a quick point of view of like, that match sucked or something like that, but before we get into, obviously, what happens on there, we're going to try to predict what happens. And we usually try to break this down into segment by segment, but looking at this card, it seems like there's going to be a majority of discussion about just a few things. We're going to lump this all in one big part here, and we're still going to run down every match on the card, though. We're going to start off with the pre-show kickoff matches. We have Apollo Crews versus Sheamus, and we have Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Two matches that I had written up an article that I then had to delete because it no longer was relevant of why aren't these matches happening at this event. So glad to see they're happening because Crews and Sheamus had a little bit of beef that needs to be settled. And Ziggler and Corbin did not really end on a note that should have been the end of a feud. I mean, Ziggler just, ball-shotted Corbin and said, "Fuck you, buddy." And Corbin was like, "That hurts, guy."
It was a Rochambeau match.
Ziggler won that one, Rochambeau. But we got Crews and Sheamus, Ziggler and Corbin. What are you guys thinking when it comes to these things? Are you excited for this kickoff, or does this seem like another forgettable kind of thing?
What are we talking about?
Some of that fake and gay stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's gay, it's probably got Dolph Ziggler in it. He's a very happy individual.
The Ziggler-Corbin match, I'm tired of this feud. I don't know about you guys. I really am having trouble making myself care about it now. Corbin wins.
He has to win.
That's all I got to say. Yeah.
Corbin should win. Dolph Ziggler will probably win because fuck me, right? If this opens the show, I wouldn't be surprised if a babyface goes over. They have a habit of doing that.
Well, I mean, if we have two pre-show matches, I think we're going to get heel Baron Corbin winning, babyface Apollo Crews winning.
I agree.
Now, placement of the card, that's a little iffy. Because do you start off with a pre-show babyface winning and then go to the heel? Or do you have a babyface winning to lead into the main card? I'm thinking we get Crews, Sheamus first.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
Especially because he's got a kind of energetic theme, he's going to kind of get the crowd a little bit pumped up.
I'd actually want Sheamus to go over in that match.
I wouldn't be opposed to it as much as I don't like Sheamus. Because he is the veteran. He should be kind of teaching Apollo Crews that he still has a way to go, kind of a thing.
I don't hate that feud. I thought I would, but they turned me around on it. I'm totally cool with it, and I think Sheamus needs to win just so Crews has got something to go after.
Couldn't they, though, have Crews win and Sheamus be pissed that he lost to a rookie? And go that kind of route?
They could, but I just prefer watching the babyface chase for something.
Unless he's doing those punches like he did on Raw. Those were bad. He's like, "I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch you."
I think he'd just benefit from going up against someone losing a few times then winning, because if they just have him dominate and smile and be happy and make his way to the top, you're going to get the Roman Reigns John Cena effect from the audience.
If he wins too many times, I think that'll happen, but this time, I think he can get away with it. Because this is really going to be one of the only times people have seen him. He hasn't been wrestling on Raw. And for that matter, fucking Baron Corbin hasn't been on Raw. What the hell have they been doing with this dude?
Mm-hmm.
This feud has been going on without going on.
Actually, yeah.
I think the last time that they had any interaction might have been an episode of SmackDown, which nobody watches, which is why USA is like, fuck, we need to figure out something here. But, when's the last time Ziggler and Corbin were on Raw together? Or Corbin did anything on Raw, or Ziggler did anything of importance on Raw? No wonder these guys are on the pre-show. God damn it. I'm still interested in both matches, though. I like 3 of the 4 guys that are involved. And I'll give credit to Sheamus. Sometimes he can have a good match when it comes to certain people. I think he and Crews could end up working well. So, I mean, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I'm looking forward to both of these matches. I don't think they'll be snoozers by any means, but I don't think they're going to be amazing. So pre-show is probably the best place for them. Like you said, the builds on these have kind of been, well, for the Dolph Ziggler Corbin one at least, has been non-existent. We have seen some interaction between Cruz and Sheamus. And with the Cruz Sheamus, I'm okay with that feud. I'd be okay with it continuing on, like you guys were saying, maybe build it up, have them go back and forth with wins for a little while. So I'm interested to see how they go. Either way, I think it's going to be an interesting development between Cruz and Sheamus, at least. With Ziggler and Corbin, I hope this is the end of it.
There's no gimmick attached to it, which is a little bit interesting, because if it is the end, it's just going to be like, hey, Corbin wins, and then somebody else wrestles. Like that kind of thing. Yeah, but when we're going with predictions here, Wego, who you got with Cruz, Sheamus, Ziggler, and Corbin?
All right, so I think even there's part of me that thinks WWE is going to have Ziggler win just as a fuck you, but I'm going to go with Corbin just because it's the right thing, and I'm going to hope they do the right thing. For Sheamus and Cruz, I'm going to go with Sheamus.
Kalen, who you got?
I got Baron Corbin defeating Dolph Ziggler and Apollo Crews defeating Sheamus.
You know what? I just realized that I selected two heels. Changing that. I'm going to give Dolph over Corbin.
And I'm going Cruz Corbin. Why not?
So me and Tony are on the same page. Wago, you're the exact opposite.
That's normally what I do.
Yeah. The voice of dissension.
Well, Peyton isn't here, so I can... I'm kind of got to fill that role.
You got to just disagree for the point of disagreeing.
Well, when we get to the Davis segment, I'll tell you fucking how brilliant it is.
All right, that takes us into another match that we have here, the United States Championship, because we're going to save that Divas talk for another minute or so. Let's get this one out of the way. Rusev's winning, right?
No doubt.
Titus has no shot whatsoever.
Maybe this is their way of making up for suspending him over shoving Vince.
You know, I had a split-second thought that maybe that was true, but I really don't think so.
He did get one of those little video packages about being a good dad again. But he ain't winning this U.S. title.
You know, I read somewhere, I don't know if this is true or not, is this Titus's first shot at a singles title?
Pretty sure.
It might be, yeah. Unless he was in like some kind of multi-man match, like and you know what? I can't even think of him being in any of those. This might be his only title shot.
Is Susan G. Komen coming up?
Maybe. He is a big part of that, isn't he?
Uh-huh.
That's October.
Yeah, they always have his story about his mom where they go...
That'd be so good if they just had that as like his entrance theme. Instead of the whole like, move, get it. It's just like...
if we could give enough of a fuck to do outros, that would totally be the outro tonight.
Oh, that totally would be. But outros are gone, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not doing that shit. It's like totally unrewarding for the amount of work we're putting in.
Yeah, you guys saw some of the unedited things. It took way too fucking long to do.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, we pretty much ran out of ideas.
Yeah, I mean, if we think of some other ideas in the future, maybe we'll do it. But I can guarantee we're not going to have the energy by the end of this to end up doing...
Leave your outro ideas in the comments below.
Yeah, leave your outros in the comments below.
There you go.
I tried to get you fuckers to do them before. You didn't want to know them. So yeah, Rusev, he's winning. Let's move on.
Yep.
Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Becky Lynch and Natalya. Can't even get a women's title match on here, huh?
My number one question...
You guys are looking at it the wrong way.
Is why.
They don't need to have a title match all the time, do they? The title matches need to be special. This is a SmackDown match.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
And you mean to tell me that this is supposed to be good enough for a pay-per-view that they're advertising as being WrestleMania worthy? Fuck you. It's not. The only way that I'm going to be okay with this having been a match instead of a title match is if Dana Brooke turns on Charlotte and has a title match at Battleground. Not going to happen, though. It's going to be Dana Brooke losing for her team. Becky Lynch is going to pin her. Becky Lynch gets the title shot at Battleground. Anything else happens, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, that sounds very plausible.
Unless, actually, maybe there's one other alternative now that I'm thinking about this. Maybe Dana gets the win for her team to offset pissing off Charlotte on Raw, and Paige is the next in line to lose a Battleground.
No, I think this is just so that they can have the champion lose without losing the title.
More than likely, yeah. Almost every time they have the champion in a position where if they lose, they don't drop the belt, they do it. Charlotte is like, she's keeping that belt until SummerSlam, no matter what.
Yep. Maybe
even longer than that if Sasha isn't able to wrestle. Becky ain't getting it. Natalya's not getting it. Dana's not getting it. A fucking tag match, really? Now, on our Raw review, we were talking about how it's kind of ridiculous that they didn't even get, like, Charlotte and Paige. They didn't get full-on entrances, which was kind of stupid, but I will go on the flip side here and just say this. And somebody called us out saying we don't like the women's match things and all that. Only when we don't like them. And this is going to be one of those times. You're going to hate me for saying it. This is a bathroom break. It means nothing. It's a boohoo.
And I'm going to say I agree mostly just because of the storyline. I mean, I like watching them in the ring sometimes if they put on a good match, but I don't care about this story at all. It's not going anywhere in my opinion, so...
Pulling off the Dane Quinn review of.
Yep.
Wago, you got any thoughts on this, or what do you more importantly, what are you going to be eating, or are you going to be taking a shit during this?
I might actually do the sad walk and look back and make John do the ba 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 ba.
For a good 15 minutes. John's like, "Are we done with this?" And you're like, "No, the match is still on. Keep singing."
Sing harder.
I'm not feeling sad enough yet.
I might go hit people that say GIF instead of GIF.
It's totally GIF.
Yeah, it's GIF.
Yep.
Like, do you say I bought somebody a gift? Fucking dweebs.
There's gonna be one person leaving a comment. I say gift, damn it.
And I also say giraffe instead of giraffe.
Look at that giraffe.
Look at that giraffe, god damn it.
Instantly imagine it being Southern. Hey Ma, we're looking at the giraffes.
Can
we got a long old neck.
And put it on the grill? No, Hunt. No, Hunt. We've got roadkill again.
Oh, it wouldn't be a grill, though. It would be a drill.
Drill. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. If you say Jeff, go fuck yourself. You're a bad person. That's all I want to say about this match.
I care infinitely more about the GIF scenario than this match.
And I like how people always bring up, well, the guy who created it calls it GIF. Well, he's wrong.
Well, is his name Jeffrey with a G?
Yeah, congrats, you created something. It doesn't mean he's good at English.
Joffrey. Let's move on to a match we actually do give a shit about, though. We've got John Cena versus AJ Styles. This is going to be one of the best matches of the night, if not the best match of the night. No matter what happens here, this is going to be cool, right?
Hell yeah.
Now, I know who Wago's rooting for. John Cena! Do you think AJ is going to win, Wago?
There's part of me that wants to believe, but then I just hear in the back of my head, "Lol, Cena wins."
It's just Sean saying in the back of your head.
A little bit.
Cena wins, you know what I'm saying?
Normally when somebody's saying something really fucking dumb, it's Sean. And Cena beating AJ Styles would be dumb. He just lost to Reigns. He lost this feud to Jericho. Throw a dog a bone.
He needs to win it.
Mm-hmm. Like, you can have Cena beat him back-to-back afterwards. It's fine. Just give him this one.
That's exactly what I think they're going to do. The same old formula. AJ Styles will get this one, and then Cena will win the next 2 or 3 in a row. So I'm saying AJ Styles is definitely getting the win this time.
I'm going full on AJ Styles winning here, but what I'm not convinced about yet is that he's going to win clean. I think this is going to be a tainted win, which is going to be a little disappointing if they go with a tainted win and then Cena wins like 2-3 times clean. It's typical Cena. I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest bit if that happens, but AJ should win this clean no matter what. Just have him beat Cena. Or if you need to make it tainted in like, just the tiniest bit, have him do something like, you pull down the turnbuckle and he throws Cena into that. one of those old school tactics that's not the Bullet Club comes out and attacks Cena and it's a 3-on-1.
He should style clash him and drop him on his head.
He could do that.
I mean, he's done it before.
And then maybe John Cena can get on commentary and they could be like, "Oh, that move sucks, doesn't it?" And he'll be like, "Yes."
Fuck you, Yoshi.
John, can you tell us anything about what this means in Japanese? No.
Oh, fuck. Like, is there no end of the year award we can give him for being so terrible?
Who, Yoshi?
Yeah.
We can make one up.
Can we do like a guest commentator of the year?
And just be like, the worst commentator of the year for WWE is Yoshitatsu for New Japan.
Fuck, that's what Peyton did for Lucha Underground for like best.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. But yeah, I mean, I think that this is going to be a really, really good match. I think it might actually end up being a match of the year candidate if they really know what they're doing here. But, and this is not to be a pun. You know how I love my puns, but their styles might clash here. Cena and Styles may not necessarily be able to work that well together. I don't know.
No, these guys are both total pros. They've both been doing it forever, and they're at the top of their games. This is going to be a great match.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm optimistic about it. But if something weird happens, I wouldn't be like, "What? That was Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels." Why? You know, like that kind of a thing.
Unless, of course, they go for some schmaz bullshit that, leads to the next one.
One thing I was mentioning before when reviewing Raw was I really liked that they threw out that suggestion of the 2 different contracts because that made me feel more confident that nothing is going to happen like that. And if they just threw that out there to make me get like a false sense of security and then Anderson and Gallows come out, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I agree. I really liked how they did that on Raw with the 2 different contracts, and you just kind of put them on the spot and said, "Hey, it's up to you. Do you want to do it by yourself, or do you want to have your boys help you?" Either way, I think this is going to lead to a rematch at the next one. Battleground's the next one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to have a rematch. So.
SummerSlam.
This is going to really suck if it's like, all right, you can't have the Bullet Club with you. Oh, you lost. Guess I was fucking right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think it's going to be AJ winning at Money in the Bank, or Battleground will go to Cena, and then at SummerSlam it'll be the rubber match.
Some kind of gimmick.
Possibly.
Like a last man standing, probably, or... Yeah, I would probably say last man standing. That could work. Wago, you going with Cena on this one, actually?
This is a tough one. I'm going to say Styles just for wishful thinking, but it's not a confident AJ Styles vote.
I'm going Styles with confidence. Go get him, AJ. Especially if you take your shirt off. Drew will really love that. We got the Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way, The New Day, The Club, The Vaudevillains, and the team that doesn't have a the name, Enzo and Cass. Which, what would their the name be?
The Soft? No, I don't know. They're not soft. I don't know.
The Hards?
The How You Doings.
I think this is one of 2 ways here. Either the New Day retains just to drop it at Battleground to the Club, or the Club wins here. We're getting new champs soon.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't know if they're going to pull the trigger this time or they're going to wait till the next one. Because I'm kind of split on this. Actually, I don't fully know.
Styles should win, and the Bullet Club should win, and it should be an awesome night for them.
Well, I'm assuming that this match is going to happen before the Styles Cena one, and if they want, we mentioned this actually for Extreme Rules. If they want it to seem like, Club's really got a lot of stuff going on, you might want to watch out for them. Club winning the tag team titles is going to look real good heading into Styles and Cena. Vaudevillains have no shot. At the very least, we know they're not winning.
No.
And I think Enzo and Cass are going to be groomed to take the belts off the Club. So I'm going to keep them off on the side for now. New Day, as popular as they are, they don't need the belts right now. They could do their act without it.
Got to agree.
I'm thinking Club wins here. Gun to my head, even though I'm kind of going back and forth between the 2 of them, I'm going Club. What about you, Wago?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go with the Fun Police, and I think the New Day will be fine without it.
That's 2 for Club. Going with the same votes here, Colin?
Let's make it unanimous. Yes, Club's picking up the belts.
It's a unanimous decision there. One of those dubmas.
What was that?
That was my, but really high pitch.
That was a balloon that was next to Wago's. You just let out the helium. I'm going to skip over Money in the Bank for now, because I'm going to go to the World Heavyweight Championship match. That one I think is a lot easier to predict when it comes to it. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns, to me, is winning this. I think that Rollins is somebody who could win that belt, but he's not going to. And Reigns is going to keep that until SummerSlam, maybe, and that's going to tie a little bit into my Money in the Bank thing here, but this is going to be a good match, I think, and the crowd's going to be so against Roman Reigns, it's not even going to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to it, though. Definitely Reigns getting some kind of a tainted win, though, I think. I don't think he's going to win clean. What about you, Kalen?
I think between Reigns and Rollins, Reigns is definitely retaining that title, barring any unforeseen circumstances with the Money in the Bank holder. I'm not sure what you're saying. You think it's going to be a tainted win? How so? You think Reigns is going to pull some kind of heel tactics? You think someone's going to interfere? What are you thinking?
I think Rollins is going to get like the referee is going to count to 3 and then say, no, that was a 2, and he's going to get confused or something. Or they're gonna have the pinfall and Reigns had his foot under the ropes.
Yeah, I could see something like that.
Something weird's going to happen like that, I think. They're going to tease Rollins winning that belt.
Either way, Reigns is not dropping that title this weekend.
Fuck finish. Fuck finish. My fuck finish and me.
I didn't hear your last question, Tony. What?
That was basically, is it going to be a fuck finish?
Oh, yep.
Yeah, we're getting fucked. We're all going to have a shitty ending to this pay-per-view, and it's going to be a really good show, and then they're going to just pull the pants down and squat in the middle of the ring.
End it with Roman Reigns standing tall, just and everybody's like, oh, fuck you.
Like, neither guy's going to lose, but his music's still going to end up playing at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Money in the Bank's coming into play here.
No, me neither. Oh, I don't think it's being cashed in anyway. No. I could see the contract holder maybe somehow interfering or distracting, but I don't think.
You know what I really don't want to see here? Rollins loses the match, which I think is happening anyway, or whatever. And I'm okay with either of these two. Like, I like Roman Reigns, I like Seth Rollins. It's cool. Whoever wins, they win. Whatever, it doesn't matter to me. What I don't want to see here, though, is Roman Reigns beats Seth Rollins, and he's posing in the ring, and then the Money in the Bank winner comes to the ramp, poses with the Money in the Bank, and then they stare at each other, and then it fades out.
That's how it always ends. What are you talking about?
I don't want that to happen.
That's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to tease the cash, and they always do right away.
And then it's just kind of like, yeah, well, that belt's coming to me. It's coming to me. I'm the future champion. And I'm doing sort of a Kevin Owens impression here. It's a little spoiler. But I don't want to see that. If anything, I would love to see them like just tease the hell out of fans where like the Money in the Bank winner runs out and then like just keeps running, you know? It's like runs to the ring and then runs out of the ring and he's just like, I got you. Fuck you. You know? But yeah, does anybody think that there's gonna be a cash in?
Not that.
Nah. It might tease it, but that's about it.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna tease it.
So that'll bring us into the real important part of this, the Money in the Bank match itself. That's why it's called Money in the Bank. The ladder match participants are Sami Zayn, Cesaro, Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, and Alberto Del Rio, and this imaginary 7th guy that popped up and then didn't anymore, and then they just dropped that off the face of the earth. So some people still are holding out hope that there's going to be a 7th guy here. That's the first thing I want to ask you guys. Is a 7th person going to be added?
I would not be shocked if all of a sudden Randy Orton showed up.
I fucking hate having 7 people in a match. It's so fucking stupid. I hate odd numbers.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary, but I wouldn't be surprised.
It was never meant to be 7. It was 7 once because the 8th man got taken out, who was Jeff Hardy one year, and then they kept running with it.
Now, you're thinking Randy Orton is that possibility.
I think that's the strongest possibility.
Hey, Orton, we know you've been having constant injuries with your shoulder. Here's a ladder match.
Well, what about Bray?
I could see him not necessarily being a participant, but I could see him costing somebody.
Oh, God, I don't want to see that either. I don't want to see him make his debut. No, that's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, he's somebody's about to go up and get it. It's gonna be Dean Ambrose, and he's about to go up and get it, or Sami Zayn, some baby face. And
oh God, no, that's gonna happen. He's gonna cost like Cesaro or whatever.
Yep.
Fuck. I forgot about that. That's why they didn't bring him on there. They wanted to do that. Oh, damn it.
Isn't that exactly what happened last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That better not happen. If they do that and they do the tease cash in, I'm going to be so pissed off at this for just doing the same rehashing bullshit. Oh, man. Now, let's break down the people that are involved in this. Alberto Del Rio. I would rank him as the last option here.
I agree. I think he's the least likely to get that.
Wago, do you think he's got a shot? I mean, he's not Kane, but...
Nah.
Thank God, I really hope. If Del Rio wins, then all the more reason for me to be pissed. Secondary, I would say probably Chris Jericho for the least, outside of Del Rio.
Actually, I think Chris Jericho's more likely than, say, Sami Zayn. I don't think Sami Zayn has much of a chance.
That was my next best guy.
Yeah.
Who do you think's got a better shot, Zayn or Jericho? Wago.
Probably Jericho. Yeah, I don't think it's too far-fetched that Jericho wins it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think he's sticking around a lot longer than we thought.
Hey, give credit where credit's due. I thought he was going to be gone the night after WrestleMania.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Jericho won, but I don't think he would be the best choice.
Sami Zayn seems a little too early.
Definitely. He's been, on the main roster 4 months or something?
Mm-hmm. He needs that IC belt. Or you know what? He needs that US belt. One of those two. Fucking, where's the IC belt? Why is Miz not wrestling? He's filming the Marine? Fuck you. Give the belt to somebody else. Should have kept it on Ryder. We're going to get at least one positive comment when it comes to that. Peter, thank you in advance. My top three I'm throwing out there are Cesaro, Ambrose, and Owens. And I think any of these three can win, and I wouldn't be too shocked, but I'm full on going Kevin Owens here with a caveat, and I'll get to that in a minute or so. But Kalen, do you got a favorite when it comes to these guys?
My favorite is the person that was my first draft pick because I thought he would win the Money in the Bank ladder match, and that would be Kevin Owens. I think he's the favorite. He's got to be the favorite at this point, right? I can picture him, as opposed to anybody else, holding that case and just milking it and teasing it and teasing it and being such a good heel. I think he would perform the best with that case. Although, don't get me wrong, I'd love to see Cesaro or Ambrose with it. But like you said, Tony, I would put those three in the top half of more likely and then the other three in the bottom half. But please let Kevin Owens win this one. He's so good at everything he does.
Wago, who's your favorite when it comes to these guys? Or the other ones, too, if you still think Jericho's got a shot or whatever.
I don't think Jericho's going to end up winning it, but I just don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities. As far as the guy that's going to win it, I think it's Ambrose, and I think we're getting the Shield triple threat match at SummerSlam.
See, one of my thoughts related to that is perhaps Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, kind of naturally or organically or some other way, Dean Ambrose gets included in that, and we finally get our Shield triple threat main event at SummerSlam. And it goes down to it, and that it's all, they put it all in the ring. Dean Ambrose is just about to win it or just wins it, and who comes out and fucking ruins it? Kevin Owens. I'd love to see that cash in at SummerSlam.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that they teased this Ambrose thing is making me very, bipolar about it, because I go, oh, well, that means they're not going to do it. And then I go, well, if that means that I'm supposed to think that they're not going to do it because I'm a Smarky fan,
exactly,
they're going to do it, because every so often you have to do the predictable thing to not be predictable.
Well, because I think if they would have just ignored it and not said anything about that, then everyone would say, oh, well, they didn't even say it. Of course they're going to do it.
Right.
But since they did acknowledge it, you're right. It kind of casts a shadow of doubt over every possible scenario.
If Ambrose wins, guaranteed we're getting that triple threat. There's no way around it. And I think that that's going to be a big factor here is going to be, do they put the title match on like right after the Money in the Bank match, or do they put the Money in the Bank as like the second match of the night, or even the opener? If they put it at the opener, they're going to tease the fuck out of that cash in. And there's going to be, if like Ambrose is backstage and he bumps into Roman Reigns and just kind of goes like, yeah, good luck out there, champ. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that kind of a thing. We get a schmaz ending when it comes to Reigns and Rollins. We get Dean Ambrose coming out there. I don't think a cash-in's happening no matter what. But I do think Reigns-Rollins repeat at Battleground. Dean Ambrose cashes in either then to win the championship, or something weird happens and then he cashes in at SummerSlam or whatever like that. But I do think if Ambrose wins this, we're getting that triple threat. And that's why I don't think that we're actually getting it either. I think that there's actually slightly more of a chance that maybe even Cesaro wins than Dean Ambrose. And
with Cesaro or Sami Zayn, sorry to cut you off, but with Cesaro or Sami Zayn, though, I can't really picture either of them successfully cashing it in. All the other guys I can, but with Zayn or Cesaro, for some reason, I think they would be unsuccessful.
I could see that.
I think if they cashed in the Money in the Bank and won it, it would feel like when CM Punk beat Edge. It was a really cool moment and everybody went berserk. But after it, it's like, he's the champion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the biggest thing that I have going into this, and this is where I'm real skeptical about Cesaro, we still don't know if they're going to have 2 world titles. They get 2 world titles going on, Cesaro could be a world champion. And the best way of having him do it, because he's somebody who doesn't really end up having that great mic skills and stuff, having him just come out there and be the Money in the Bank dude. He could be the champion for SmackDown. Some kind of weird thing happening with that. I don't think that's the case, though. I'm going Kevin Owens here. I think Kevin Owens deserves it. I think that he should be a world champion. I think that he should be the only world champion that we're getting, too.
Agreed.
I want Kevin Owens beating Roman Reigns at SummerSlam or right afterward. Kevin Owens going into WrestleMania as the champion. Give me that. And you know what? I'm going to even, sell this even more. Give me a babyface Seth Rollins winning the Royal Rumble to challenge a heel Kevin Owens World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania. That's what I want to see.
I like it already.
If this ends up being Del Rio cashing in, God damn it, I will be so pissed off.
Imagine how cool Cesaro would look, though, if he's coming out, especially with his new outfit and his new entrance with the James Bond carrying that briefcase. That would be pretty cool.
You know what's kind of curious, though? If he does that, he can't rip off the stuff because he's going to have one hand already with the briefcase. He's going to start ripping it with his teeth when you kind of holding like your keys in your mouth or something like that. You're like, Yeah, so actually that might be a good reason why he's not going to win.
And another point against Chris Jericho is on Monday Night Raw. I think the last thing we saw was him climbing up and grabbing the briefcase, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me think he's probably not going to win it.
So, I mean, if we have to say we're going to get a winner here, and there could be that 7th guy, who knows? I'm going Kevin Owens. Wiggo, who you got?
Dean Ambrose.
Kalen?
Kevin Owens.
2 for Owens, 1 for Ambrose. Nobody thinking that Sin Cara is going to end up getting that 7th spot or anything like that. But that's it for our Money in the Bank pay-per-view predictions, everybody. We are going to find out what happens on the event Sunday night. Make sure that you check out all the stuff I was mentioning beforehand, the results coverage that's happening during that, the post-show that happens right afterward. That's going to be a huge factor going forward in what happens with these rosters, WWE's plans for Royal Rumble, and everything else going forward next year. All that other kind of stuff. This is one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, so definitely you want to pay attention to it, even if you have to skip out on a couple matches like that Divas tag match, and I forgot they're not Divas anymore, I can't say that, and that Rusev match and whatever. But drop your comments below, tell us what you think is going to happen in all these matches. Do you agree, disagree, whatever the case may be. We have one more thing left to do for this episode, which is going to be the Fantasy League in Part 5, so make sure that you click on that, everybody, and we will see you there.